You know the feeling. You pick up your phone just to check one thing, and suddenly 20 minutes have vanished. Your thumb moves on its own, a steady, rhythmic swipe upwards, pulling an endless stream of content into view. It feels like killing time, a harmless distraction. But inside your skull, something far from harmless is happening. This isn't just a mental time suck. It's a full-scale physiological event. Social media scrolling isn't a passive activity for your brain. It's an intense, demanding, and often stressful workout that triggers cascading chemical reactions, rewires reward pathways, and creates physical tension we often completely miss. We talk about social media's impact on our attention spans or our mood, but we rarely discuss what it's doing to the actual, physical structure and chemistry of our brains in real time. Today, we're putting down the phone just for these next few minutes to look at what's happening within it. This is The Brain on Social Media, Scrolling's Physical Impact. Let's start with the very first thing that happens, the hook, the variable reward schedule. This isn't an accident of social media design. It's its core engineering principle, borrowed directly from slot machine psychology. When you pull that lever or, in this case, drag your thumb down to refresh, you never know what you're going to get. A funny video from a friend, a depressing news headline, a like on your post, a political rant, a cute puppy. This unpredictability is key. Your brain's reward circuit floods the pathway with dopamine not necessarily when you get something good, but in the anticipation of a potential reward. Each scroll is a micro gamble. Maybe this next one will be the good one. This constant, low-level dopamine drip is powerfully reinforcing. It teaches your brain that the action of scrolling itself is rewarding, regardless of the content. This is why you can scroll through a feed of mostly boring items and still feel compelled to continue. You're not chasing happiness. You're chasing the chance of it. And the dopamine hit that comes with that chase keeps your thumb in motion. It's a neurological slot machine you carry in your pocket. But this constant drip has a consequence. It wears down your brain's natural reward sensitivity. Think of dopamine receptors like speakers. If you're constantly blasting loud music, the frequent, easy hits from scrolling the speakers start to dull to protect themselves. This is a process called downregulation. Over time, you need more volume, more scrolling, more extreme content, more notifications to get the same little buzz. This makes naturally paced, real-world rewards the deep satisfaction of finishing a project, the calm joy of a face-to-face conversation, the slow pleasure of reading a book feel quiet, dull, and insufficient by comparison. Your brain's reward system becomes calibrated to the rapid-fire, novelty-driven world of the feed, making the physical world seem, frankly, a bit boring. This isn't a metaphor. fMRI studies show that heavy social media users have altered activation in these precise reward pathways. Now, let's talk about the content that actually pops up in that reward chase, and its direct physical impact, threat detection, and the stress response. Your brain has an ancient alarm system called the amygdala, designed to scan the environment for danger. The social media feed is an amygdala minefield. It's a curated stream of social threats, comparisons. Why does their life look so perfect? FOMO, political outrage, alarming news, and even the subtle anxiety of waiting for likes on your own post. Each of these is processed at a subconscious level as a potential social threat. This triggers the release of cortisol, your primary stress hormone. Here's the crucial part. This isn't a single, acute stressor like seeing a bear. It's a chronic, low-grade, repetitive drip of microstressors. Your body remains in a sustained state of mild fight or flight. Elevated cortisol over time is physically damaging. It can impair memory and learning, suppress your immune system, increase blood pressure, and contribute to anxiety and depression. That feeling of being wired and tired after a long scrolling session isn't just mental fatigue. It's the physical residue of a cortisol bath your brain has been soaking in. This state of hypervigilance directly attacks another critical brain function, attention and cognitive control, governed by the prefrontal cortex. This is your brain's executive, the CEO responsible for focus, decision-making, and impulse control. The endless, rapid context switching of scrolling from a wedding photo to a war zone to a meme forces your prefrontal cortex to constantly reset. This is task switching, not true multitasking, and it carries a cognitive cost, draining your brain's metabolic resources like glucose and oxygen. Neuroscientist Dr. Adam Gazzaley calls this cognitive fragmentation. The physical result is mental fatigue, poor concentration, and reduced ability to engage in deep, sustained thought. Your prefrontal cortex becomes exhausted. Furthermore, The constant influx of novel stimuli trains your brain to expect and prefer this fractured attention state, making the sustained focus required for reading or work feel physically strenuous and unrewarding. All of this digital stress manifests in our physical bodies in ways we often don't connect to the screen. First, posture. The classic text neck posture, head forward, shoulders rounded, adds significant strain. For every inch your head moves forward from its neutral alignment, the effective weight on your cervical spine increases by about 10 pounds. This can lead to chronic neck and shoulder pain, pinched nerves, and headaches. Second, breathing. When we're focused on scrolling, especially while stressed, we often slip into shallow, chest-focused breathing or even hold our breath, a phenomenon called screen apnea. This deprives the brain of optimal oxygen, exacerbating feelings of anxiety and brain fog. Third, sleep. The blue light from screens suppresses the production of melatonin, the hormone that regulates sleep. But beyond the light, the cognitive and emotional arousal from scrolling, that dopamine and cortisol cocktail, makes it profoundly difficult for your brain to wind down into the restorative sleep it needs to repair itself. You're literally bringing the chaos of the feed right into your bed. Perhaps the most profound physical change, however, is in neuroplasticity, the brain's lifelong ability to rewire itself based on experience. The phrase "neurons that fire together, wire together" is key here. The repeated, daily behavior of scrolling, the rapid visual processing, the shallow evaluation, the quick swipe strengthens specific neural circuits dedicated to these tasks. Simultaneously, circuits used for patience, deep reading, and tolerance for boredom weaken from lack of use. This is a physical restructuring of synaptic connections. Your brain is literally being molded, bit by bit, into a tool optimized for scanning and reacting, not for lingering and contemplating. The architecture of your attention is being physically altered. So, what do we do with this knowledge? The goal isn't to delete all your accounts and live in a cabin. The goal is to move from unconscious consumption to intentional use, to give your brain back its agency. First, create friction. Turn off all non-essential notifications. This breaks the variable reward cycle at the source. Move social media apps off your home screen and into a folder, so you have to consciously search for them. This simple pause allows your prefrontal cortex a moment to ask, "Do I really want to do this?" Second, schedule your scrolling. Designate specific, limited times for it, like 15 minutes after lunch. Outside of that time, the app is closed. This contains the neurological chaos to a defined period, protecting the rest of your day. Third, curate your consumption consciously. Mute, unfollow, or create lists that serve you. Your feed is not a neutral public space. It's a menu for your brain. You wouldn't eat only junk food. Don't feed your brain only junk stimuli. Most importantly, you must actively train the opposite muscles. Your brain is plastic. You can rewire it back. Practice single tasking. Set a timer for 25 minutes and read a physical book, or work on a project with your phone in another room. It will feel hard at first. That's the sound of those atrophied neural pathways groaning back to life. Engage in activities that require sustained attention and provide slow, deep rewards. Learning a physical skill, cooking a complex meal, having a long conversation without phones present. This isn't just self-care, it's neurological rehabilitation. Finally, be mindful of your body. Notice your posture every time you pick up the phone. Set it down, roll your shoulders back, and take 5 deep breaths. This physically interrupts the stress cycle and reoxygenates your brain. The point of all this is not to make you feel guilty for the scrolls you've already scrolled. It's to empower you with the understanding that every time you pick up your phone, you are not just killing time, you are conducting a profound neurological experiment on yourself. You are shaping the very organ you use to perceive your life. The infinite scroll is a powerful force, but your conscious attention is more powerful. By choosing where to place it, you are voting, minute by minute, for the kind of brain you want to live with, one that is frayed, reactive, and stressed, or one that is calm, focused, and deep. The power to sculpt that brain isn't in the next swipe. It's in the deliberate, courageous act of putting the phone down, looking up, and letting your mind and your body finally breathe. Thanks for watching, and if this was helpful, be sure to like and subscribe for more.